No Naruto, I can't teach you but have to be working on your basics first, so I have been looking for a better teacher. I am off, have to train Sasuke, bye bye, says Kakashi to Naruto. He really was eager to train Sasuke during Chūnin exams. Well, it's easy going on a training trip with a man-fuck child, but like him Sasuke was a child genius. He was sure that like him he will pull through, though he hoped it will not take a Obito situation. As Kakashi leaves with a Shunshin, leaving Naruto in hands of Abisu. As Abisu and Naruto were only ones remaining there. After the whole episode with Abisu. Next day. Third person's POV. As Naruto gets to the training at Bathhouse where Abisu was waiting for him. So you know where Kakashi had left with Sasuke on a training? I'm curious to know what would they train in and where. Asked Naruto carefully to Abisu. Abisu says Naruto never be so careful with words to anyone to his knowledge, but he let it slide. After all, he was idiot. Well, I'm not going to tell you where they are going, though their own way outside village. This time Naruto says narrowed in distress. So he left me with this pervert as of sensei in this village of shit for a honeymoon with Sasuke. I knew he was gay and probably pedo too, thought a disgusted Naruto. And sorry, that was an idea in my head and I had to try to ignore this line. Being the unpredictable ninja he was, an amazingly crazy idea generated in his mind. If Kakashi had left with Sasuke on a training trip outside of village, I should go outside too. Yes. He will get some experience with that, and I had promised Inari that I will see him later, and there are people who don't glare at me like her, thought a happy but bitter Naruto. Abisu sensei, why don't we go out on a training trip like Kakashi and Sasuke, asked Naruto with a smile on his face. Abisu just shook his head and said, no, I don't have enough particle things to teach you. And left by Sunsin, leaving Naruto to train water walking. This boy is good for nothing and he's demanding that I take him on training trip. I'm not going to take him as an apprentice like Kakashi is doing to Sasuke, Abisu's last thought. So he left me like Kakashi. That's it, I'm going to wave country today and I will return during my match with that fate's bitch, Hyuga thought, and bittersweet Naruto. After that he gets off from the water and leaves the bathhouse. Scene bark. Naruto's apartment. Before he was about to start packing up to leave, he remembers that Lee and Hinata's in hospital. Let's be Hinata and Lee in hospital. As he gritted his teeth in anger, sure he doesn't know her very well, but she was a friend. He used that term loosely, very loosely, just like with Sakura, Ino, Shikamaru, Choji, Kiba, Sino and Hinata. She was a bit different. Unlike his other friends, she never hit him or belated him for no reason or any at all, and she's in hospital because she believed in his ninja way, so kind of felt guilty of her health. As he grimaced for a while, then he grinned his usual plastered fake smile as ever, which made his eyes closed. As in canon, he meets Shikamaru. After the scene with Gaara. So, this Gaara is like me, a demon holder, he thought in fear. He is the thing I nearly become had I given up hope in Iruka. Since I had not befriended me, I may very well have ended like him. Shivers and chills run down spine at mere thought of that. As he enters Hinata's room. Hinata's room. As Naruto enters, he sees how badly Hinata was hurt by Neji. She had an oxygen mask. For her lungs were damaged, not as much as her heart. Neji really wanted to kill her just for trying to prove him wrong with her power that fate doesn't define a person. It angered him to no end. His hair shadowing as he ground at his teeth in pure anger. To Naruto it was outraging that someone could do this to anyone. Who would give their all the beliefs? That's what he has been doing his whole life. I am going to beat the hell out of that Neji, he thought with anger. He was mad, very mad. Somebody had nearly taken his purpose of life, his ninja way, which is to protect his precious persons at any cost. I need get stronger, I need train, and for that I am going on a training trip outside of village. Then I am going to able to protect my precious people, then I will beat Neji. A thought with determination of Uzumaki / Sen Hunat that he knew that, and he was still scared of Gaara. In Naruto-kun he heard Hinata saying weakly, was she having a dream about him? His heart froze up. Why the hell would she remember him in her dream? I wonder why would she, Hinata, he mumbled softly. As then he remembers what she said before she was taken from him for treatment at the Chūnin exams. Palmari. Did I change the? Checked beyond anything, he hanged his head in shame. What could he say to her? Most of his time acting like as goofy as possible, always smiling that fake empty smile and laugh that seemed like original but with his eyes closed. And it is a visual representation of his fake smile in anime if you didn't know. But that's how he kept acting as the class clown to get attention that was denied when he was a kid. He always noticed her that she had kept out concern for him that was odd. So he tried get attention from her. He called her pretty many times, and after that she would just faint with sometimes a smile on her red face, but she had kept her distance from him, not like others in hate but something he just couldn't figure out. ¿Huese quintalles? It was not like they don't talk much to each other, they actually talked more than anyone, though she was always shy and modest at a word he wondered off. He was definitely hurt by her, but then again wasn't he hurt by everyone for nothing, even his Gigi? He then returned to the subject. It hurts him so much seeing her like that, seeing his precious. For a second Hinata was replaced with Sasuke. His heart sank even more than it was biologically possible. People like that his reason to continue his miserable existence. Reason to nearly kill Haku, reason to nearly get killed by Orochimaru and many other. His precious people who saved him from his darkness. Loneliness. His pain. Hell, even from himself. AKA his hate, even though they didn't know that. Then he remembers that Hinata did try pass him though the first round by trying to helping him cheat during the test, though he couldn't figure out why they were supposed to lessen the competition, not going to help them pass. He supposed it was she wants to fight him. Anjaya fight him in bed, smirks Ebili Naruina forever. To test her power or something, or though she always helped anyone she can, even him too, and that was just another odd thing. So maybe was she just being kind, someone who is need, but there was him nobody else ever did. Why did she did? He was really not sure, and that if he was to die today nobody would care except for Sasuke, Iruka, Tercero Kage, Kyuchi, Ayamai, Mabi Hinata. Sakura will definitely use it as excuse to get closer to Sasuke. Even after 6 months she's still a fangirl over Sasuke. It not was like he was jealous of Sasuke, okay, maybe a little, rather it was because she never did any kind of justice with him and always calls him an idiot for no reason but him trying be funny. Hell, she even complained to Kakashi that he was sexually harassing her and getting in her way, whatever that meant. Not gonna lie, I lost all respect for her that day. I mean, come on, Nami getting in her way when I am the only fool that cares about her feelings. Iron whole fu asterisco ing team, and I wanted was her accept me as friend, for God's sake. After all, I had lost all hope getting some kind of love when discovered that I was the container of the nine-tailed fox. Sometime almost forgot why should I keep my hate for everyone to myself. Then I always remember Jaja saying that I should give them a fucking chance, and end Sakura and others. Words always hurt me when says that Sasuke is much more better of a person than me, so I act same. I mean deep down I hate all of the village. I will never show it to them, as he always said. Anya manipulation at its best. As looks at her hospital chat and sees her list of wounds, his blood boiling with the list as reads it, and as he says in very cold voice, 10 times worse Niji, 10 times better, be prepared. As he leaves her room and hospital. Ayan not bashing, it's just their character. At the gates of the village. And with one final look he leaves for Wave Country. Starting a journey that will change the course of history forever. Road to Wave Country. 12 del mediodía. Man, whenever I'm outside the village I feel so good and refreshed. Man, this feels so good. Naruto says to nobody in particular as he went along with Road that was rather uneventful, as he was in his sleeping bag and hoped that the village won't know that he has run away. He had clone in his place, to hope that this journey would be worth the effort and risk of becoming a Nukenin. Day 2, morning, 5 de la mañana. Naruto's eyes opened slowly as stated to wake up from his sleep and looks around. He nodded his head in satisfaction. Yesterday's sleep was fulfilling due to not being in village that hates you out of fear and loathes you for being a jail. Barra diagonal jailer for a bijou. His peaceful morning come to end because suddenly he got strained by flat? What the, said Naruto in confusion as the world around him distorted and flat turned into a hand with an injection with some purple liquid as soon as his mind processed the information that he was poisoned and fooled by a genjutsu. What the hell is going on, he said while feeling like vomiting. As those more people come out of forest all with weapons and smiling heavily, one had one of his eye removed from his socket. As the poison started taking effect on him. Without wasting any minute they all attacked him as he was beaten senseless. By then he was barely able to stay awake. As he stood up said, I am going to beat you so bad now. As the poison wore off. Ha 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 ha, little brat's got some balls, ha, said a guy with tall build and a katana in mocking voice while looting Naruto's things. The poison should have killed that child, said one, a man with a big head covering the missing eye, in disbelief. Let's kill him ourselves then, said the genjutsu user pulling a double-sided sword. He was mad because they found in his bag were ramen cups and other items. As the genjutsu user started to get close to Naruto, then stabbed him through the heart, to which Naruto puffed into smoke and revealed a rock as everyone's eyes widened. That kid's a ninja, said the genjutsu user in disbelief, and let his surprise cost him his consciousness as Naruto, who had substituted with the rock, went through some hand signs, made a shadow clone just in range to the genjutsu user. Which knocked him out by a punch to the liver as the thieves stood in disbelief of a poisoned person just took out their most ninja-esque partner. Fuck, he took him out with one punch. Run away, yelled the guy with one eye as Naruto looked at him with a that promised pain and medical bill over 9,000. Both of started stutter uncontrollably. A first bandit. A second bandit. A third bandit. After beating the crap out of both of them and looting their money, 6:30 a.m. Naruto was moving through the forest by jumping through the trees, as stopped on the tree and checked his new possession, a sealing scroll, in which he kept the he borrowed from the thieves. In his sealing scrolls there were 3 swords, 2 katanas, 1 double-sided sword, and western sword. First katana was a blue blade with full red handle with a normal handguard in black with a kanji for water on it, and its cover was brown with a kanji for together in blue. Second was a brown bladed sword with full yellow with a normal handguard in black with a kanji for earth on it. Its cover was blue with a kanji for together in brown. Now Naruto was not an idiot like everyone said. At first he thought that those guys who had these swords were couples. Then he noticed that both katanas had identical shape and mass, so then it clicked in his mind that he could use them both at the same time and that it probably made for that. Those guys were idiots. He mattered trying to hold the anger he was feeling right now, so he tried to train with these swords as a form of vending. While moving through the forest by jumping on trees by using them to cut trees, in which he failed spectacularly, so then he started going for leaves and branches, getting him cuts on his arms and legs and chest and cheeks as he never used a sword. Ouch, that hurts so badly. I really don't want to find out what would happen if those idiots were actually good with these swords. He thought while training. Now he doesn't have form or kata, for now he was doing it for the muscle or strength training. He was making progress, but slowly but surely now could actually swing his sword a little faster and a little more precisely, and could cut a 9 inches wide branch with some ease as he liked say it through. He was having difficulty due to his short height, not mention these swords were very heavy. If I'm having this trouble with these light katanas, then I need to get stronger to beat Neji, thought Naruto, as he knew that Neji has a teammate who can use more heavy things like a mace very effectively, but again she wasn't even the strongest person in that team, as Rock Lee had said to Team 7, so he should be training as hard as he can. One thing he found interesting was there wasn't any chipping on his katana's blade, not even minor ones. Damn, how I should stop for a while and check other stuff like that book and that paper or that compass. He said out loud to no one in particular and hurried to train and make the most of his time. He ignored other things, so after taking a little rest, drinking some water, he opened the bag he had sealed in the scroll in it. The first thing he opened was ironically a book. Now this book was published some 50 years ago by some guy named Menma Namikaze. He felt like he wanna burn the book right there, but he controls his anger knowing that he is running out of time, so he began to read. This guy who wrote the book could be related to the 4th Hokage who ruined his life. In it was some kind of chakra control exercise, which him weirded out cause there was another exercises other than tree or water walking. There's something called object floating and shape transformation was after that, so he decided to open another book which he didn't notice before. Damn, I got to train my focus, he thought. The second book was about sealing, named Sealing for Beginners. The first chapter was about how to write the manual for sealing. It basically said that every seal was up by 2 binary signals on and off, and like a computer but different, and also use kanji is used to make long code shorter and loop and vice versa. So he started to read more because his curiosity was piqued and he was fascinated by simplicity yet the complicity of sealing, so he read and read and read, and with that noon stare. 12:00 noon. After he recovers from the reading trance he was trapped in. As he closed the book he then opened the paper to see it was a map of the elemental nations, with it being dated around the Second Ninja World War. If date on it was correct, his eyes went wide as he sees a very familiar name, Yuzushiagora in Land of Eddies. As he began to hyperventilate, ever since he was a kid or when he gained consciousness, he always wanted an identity, but all he got was an identity of a troublemaker, a demon, a idiot, a monster, a pest, a infection, and many more. Now he wanted to change his direction and go to this place almost as bad as Sakura once built a house in Sasuke's pants. But he holds himself back, saying why would he had this information from him, but then again he lie about the 9 tails, so it's safe to say that he already knows about this village. Now he will double his speed of traveling so he could reach the Land of Waves soon as possible to get more info about this village. Now he was in a turmoil of emotions and thoughts. For the first time couldn't trust his Hiki, and he knew it. 12 noon, day 2. As he woke up soon, then he started to sob a little, then he smiled. He smiled, then noticed that he was alone with nobody else. His smile disappeared as he took a minute to collect himself and decided what to believe in, what to fight for, what to give his life for. He decided to go through his life for a while. Things that come to his mind were first was Hinata. He didn't even think twice because of his desire to take revenge on Niji for Hinata, and she shared the same Nindo, so basically Niji mocked him too, plus the fact that Niji is also considered a genius like Sasuke. Niji better pray for his life, cause combination of all these makes a truly pissed Naruto. Then second was Sasuke and he were kinda like brothers, but they still weren't open to each other that much, and he wanted to gain acknowledged by Sasuke too, and if he was honest, Sasuke was his only friend in the village. Third was the villagers or the whole village. How to prove them wrong? He was making progress on that little by little, like his relationship with Sasuke and Konamaru and Lee and maybe Shikamaru. He did kinda talk to him before the episode with Gaara, but then thought it through. He concluded that Shikamaru wanted information on him as he slaps himself. Where was he brain at that time? For now he will believe in Haku's ideals again, but did he have any precious people? A bitter taste filled his mouth as he stood up. Back to the road. Naruto was still wandering on the road to Land of Waves while he was training with his clones, be a fight of 5 versus 1 to be precise, with all of them having 2 katana while one clone was watching them, stars in his eyes occasionally murmuring, "I'm so cool." Next to him there were 2 more katanas laying down in his hands. The curved blade of the katanas is pointing upwards so that the katana doesn't slash through the cover of the katana. Back to the fight. As one Naruto clone smirked and used himself as meat shield /diagonal cover up for another Naruto who slashed through the first clone. As the first clone's blood splattered all over the attacker clone, he too smirked bloodthirstily as the attacker clone's sword were in 1 inch away from the real Naruto's eye. He was so shocked by the way his clones attacked him that he didn't react in time when the attacked clone got puffed in smoke and the attacker clone thrusts his katana in his left eye, blinding him in one eye as the clone who was watching them cringed as real Naruto jumped back and smirked and cracked his neck. "That was nice," said real Naruto in happy tone. "If that was nice, then you are going to love this," said the clone before he got ready to fight, as other 3 clones nodded in agreement. As they started to fight each other for 4 hours. Scene break. During the 4 hours the real Naruto got many cuts and bruises as clones started to use the little ninjutsu they knew. "You know, I think I got the first clone's memories," Tebeo said, all the clones with the one-eyed original at the same time. As they all smirked, then Naruto's left eyelid started to twitch until his left eye opened. "It's always kinda cool when that happens," said the real Naruto. "Yes," said all 4 clones. "I think you I am asterisco we should depal," said all the clones to the now 2-eyed original puffs. "I," yelled Naruto as memoirs of the clones hit him full force. "Wow, that I never thought I was that bloodthirsty. No wonder everyone calls me a demon," he thought as his mood shifted to a little sad, but as he walked towards the watching clone, as the clone nodded and puffed out of the existence. "Ouch, ouch, I'm going to fall," said Naruto as he tried to stay standing, as standing up was not an option for him, so just laid down, closed his eyes, and after 15 minutos his tried to stand up, but this time successfully. Then he approached the clone who training his chakra control via the leaf sticking exercise, but the clone's whole hand was covered in leaves which stuck via chakra, and he also had his swords on his stomach also stuck with the help of chakra. As the clone looked at him, then without saying a word, clone gave Naruto his swords. Then the said clone puffed into smoke, as with him the swords equipped, and Naruto also puffed into smoke, revealing that he was cutting corners wherever he could by using the swords of clones. "His swords won't be damaged by training," Naruto groaned. Oh, in pain. He got used to this headache, but damn, the pain never felt lessening. After that he ate some food, then went to the washroom. Then started to train again, but this while jumping through trees as he about to reach the Land of Waves in 10. 9, 8.7, 6.5, 4.3.2. 1, 0, counted Naruto like a child. Naruto then made a shadow clone, then it quickly disappeared with a puff of smoke as we see another clone that was reading the book on Sealing Jutsu by Menma Namikaze, the very same book as he puffed, as well as the stuff around him. All the stuff was with Naruto. When he made that clone, he had realized that when he cloned himself, his equipments also gets cloned. Oh, you see too much Tiote-kan, thought Naruto in pain as I got the memories of the clone via the remaining chakra, as he was wondering how the hell did his clone read so much as in academy. It was not good at reading, but then again the stuff was pretty much trash, not that interesting to him, and all of his own class hated him just because their parents told them, including the teachers, so he was pretty much insulted by everyone, whether it be asking questions to teachers or trying to make friends, to not mention he humiliated by teachers. Even if he answered the questions correctly, they would ask something else, which was something they teached when he was out of class doing. The punishment which they gave him, as Naruto remembered everything that has happened to him, he quickly stopped thinking as if he was going to lose himself in sadness. As his he had told him to forgive them. As brought out of his ranting by a rather good-looking woman who had black hair, as she tackle-hugged him in the Valley of the Heavens. "It's good to see you so, Naruto-kun," said Tsunami between giggles. "Mpax aba shsu bebe," said Naruto between her breasts. As she let him out of them. As he finds some oxygen, he wasn't gasping for air, rather his breathing was normal. "Hello, and were you trying to kill me, lady?" Naruto exclaimed, seemingly flustered, well, as much as Naruto can be. "Oh, sorry, Naruto-kun," she said with a sweat drop on back her head. Naruto sighed audibly, calmed his racing heart. Due to this was the very first time someone had greeted him with hug. If Naruto was honest, he wasn't going to suffocate there. It was uncomfortable for him due to not being used to warm greetings. It made him lose his control over his breathing. Looks like his mask is subconscious, he sighed mentally. "Anyways, Tsunami-san, can you please help me out?" he said in a low voice which was polite and respectful. Tsunami said in an instant, a little surprised by this change in him. "Of course, Naruto-kun, you protected and inspired our almost dead village. I will help you with anything you want." Naruto's eyes were filled with happiness as he said that. Even though he was quite rude with his request, she accepted it. He realized it now. "I guess he'll need work on this too," then he said in a happy tone. "Thank you so much, I'll try to repay this favor." Tsunami then said, "No need for that, Naruto-kun, didn't you defended us before?" her tone becoming confused at the end. Naruto said then with his usual tone, "Yes, but that doesn't count, Abiyo. That was our mission. This is a favor you've done for me." Tsunami was surprised a little as she could feel he changed rapidly in such a short period of time, as he was more quiet than he had been here. He was a goofball of energy. What happened to him? She wondered. She thought about asking him right there, but she realized it would more better for him if asked inside walls. Then she asked Naruto-kun, "Do you have a hotel room to return to?" she said as softly as she can. As these words passed through his head, he realized he hadn't got the time to look for a place to stay, so he replied to her sheepishly, "No. I got just here." Tsunami smiled to herself. "You can stay with us if you want." As Naruto nodded and bowed in thanks. Tsunami's eyes took a bright glimpse of happiness to it. "Then we should get to the house. You must be tired, right? Inari would love to see you again, and Dad too." Konoha right after Naruto left the hot springs. Jiraiya was doing his research, which would definitely help him in spying on other villages. He had seen Naruto's whole episode with Abyssa. He would have gone to him, but God, he looked too much like Minato, not mention his personality was like Kushina. It was seeing both of them alive again that unnerved him too much. He could imagine both of them when looked at the boy. Maybe he'll see him later. As a particularly beautiful woman walked into hot spring, Jiraiya knew this was going to make him rich. Team Escape. After the real Naruto left Konoha. Clone's point of view. The purpose of the clone was to fool the village security, especially the Yamanaka clan's members and KSD force. To be precise, he was to play as the real Naruto while he gets out of village and possibly somewhere far, so Konoha don't find him easily. He will try at least stay alive a week so the original Naruto can get stronger outside of village faster via fighting real battles and going amazing adventures, he exclaimed loudly, then smacking his mouth shut. Konoha's sensory division, KSD. A lot people with platinum blonde hair and shades of brown were a little confused as on a large water bubble with Konoha mapped onto it we had 2 yellow dots. In manga, Naruto's chakra color is yellow. One of escaping the village. They were sure it was just a shadow clone which Naruto for some reason has sent out the village. After all, the kid wanted to become the Hokage someday, even though he better chance getting his parents back. "Sir, should we inform the Hokage?" a random black-haired ninja spoke who was clearly not a Yamanaka. "Let's not inform Hokage of every little thing. He's probably busy, and besides, it's Naruto, the last guy we should worry about." "I won't worry if that was the real Naruto who left, hahaha, it would be nice to get rid of him for some time," said A Namoro brother-in-law of Inoichi and Ino's uncle, by extension surely nothing bad would happen? Right. Back to clone. Man, what should I do? That's the thing I could, which won't end in me dying, said the clone, starching his head. The clone had half of Original's chakra unknown to him. Usually this won't be a question since he become a ninja and discovered that Araka believed in him. He had tried to push himself to his limits and surpass them, yet he's cloned, so he can't afford to do that. At this moment he realized he might have been reckless and rushed things without thinking them through. Now he would have to do something which is comparable to ramen being wasted. A is going to. What alternatively he can walk in village or continue training with Abisu, which considering won't be anything more than basics. So I guess Abisu it is. Iceman boss better get super duper strong fast like those Naruto fanfics, otherwise I'll die of boredom, said a teary-eyed Naruto. And, people with ADHD must have felt that. Time skipped the same day Naruto reached Land of Waves. The clone had gotten Naruto's memory. Whenever he made clones to train, he won't lie them, those headaches are annoying emissive. I only imagine how much of a headache he'll get when he dispels, which he wasn't sure. Now he had more chakra due to all the clones which were training weren't exactly using all of their chakra. As results he had some of the residue. His boss was very good according to himself. He was learning cool swords techniques and he was making it himself. I thought how all of his teachers said that he was nothing but fodder. He'll make sure show everyone what he's made of, especially Kakashi and Hiruzen. That pervert will pay for not telling him about his family had known about. He won't have wasted his time being prankster. He would have trained every second he spent not doing anything productive. He had reputation of a whole clan. Now maybe this how Sasuke and Hinata feel? His respect for his rival and Hinata had definitely increased. To have legacy to hold, to always think how would this affect on the name of clan. Damn, this was annoying if not frustrating. I can only imagine how much it was bad for his friends. He now knew why Hinata was so reserved. After Sanjo and Uchiha clan, Hyuga were the most high or elite class clan. Thanks to boss and his own research by library, he knew a lot about Konoha's founding. Hyuga were the third clan to join the village. From what he read, their leader was Hinata's great-great-grandma. Her name was Taidyo Ayuga. Apparently same was true with Sasuke. He was the great-great-grandson of Madara Uchiha, the only guy who came close to killing the first Hokage. Truly impressive. This only fueled him to defeat his rival, though it seems that everyone else had the same thing common. Sakura was from long-running chain of merchants with a mix of some shinobi like both of her parents, both of them alive. Something I was jealous of. Both of them were Chūnins and were in the bingo book because of participating in war. Her father had fire affinity and her mother had water. Both of them were good genjutsu and medical ninjutsu. He wondered why Sakura doesn't ask them to help her. Both of them were C rank too. Sakura could have been a better ninja, which he now doubted was her goal. She did help him. Duck Zab was a swordman. This was confusing. I was thinking about making a clone, dispelling it to communicate with the original. It would be a little odd and the original would not like what he had. Abisu had thought him water walking fully and then he became like Konohamaru's parents, non-existent. It was hard find him, as if he was trying to avoid him purposely, which he didn't doubt at all. No matter what he said, Abisu would make excuses for not teaching anything except the basics of academy, like he was teaching him different kinds of nuts. It has been what, 3 days? What did he learn? Nuts, fucking nuts. He would admit it was cool, learn them, but how was he supposed to defeat Niji? Tie his shoes together? Maybe he's supposed to tie Niji's hair. Considering Niji's rather feminine appearance, he probably would lose his cool. Used 4 days more. Sais. Another thing was annoying. He was getting cringe flashbacks of him doing something cringe which he had done, abandoned, like every time he asked Sakura for date, begged for attention from everyone. Seriously, he was about to kill himself. Just avoid these. He sat up from his bed, then jumped out of the window. And these types of nuts he knows. Remember this will come in your exams, and I'm definitely not lying. Chapter continues after the image. It was now on his way to hospital. He gonna meet Lee and Hinata. This was his second time visiting them. He hoped he didn't meet Sakura. She'll definitely found an excuse to punch him, and if that happens he will get found out as a clone. As if God was playing with him, he saw Sakura heading towards him looking worried. Fuck, speak of the devil, and the devil appears. A thought alarmed Sakura looked at him for 1 second, then as if a switch was pushed, her mood became angry. She dashed towards our yellow Pikachu, fully intended to punch him with all of her might. At this time Naruto remembered the book he read. People who care about you never choose violence as a way to punish you for no reason. Something Sakura and Ino never followed with that. He conceded that they weren't his friends. A surge of memories filled with Ino and Sakura bullying him to look cool, making fun of him, calling him names, insulting him. Konoha's villagers were watching this exchange with smiles and eagerness. They had seen this type of show from the Pink Kid before. They loved her for it. She alongside the Yamanaka heiress would beat the crap out of Naruto. For what reason? They never knew, they thought it was relief from stress, or they were doing what everyone was, since Naruto was able to walk, making him the scapegoat. Villagers had done it with Uchihas while they were dead now, but as if God was too merciful on Konoha they found the identity of the Kyuubi by the Hokage, no less. It was so good from them. Sakura was searching worriedly for her Sasuke-kun. This was becoming her habit. She searched the whole village for him every day. She needed to find him. Of course she didn't have to train or anything. Her Sasuke-kun would protect her just like she had done for Naruto, Baka, she thought, while completely forgetting Naruto saving her far more, and the incident with Kin in the Forest of Death. And I'm not bashing her forehead here, this just her character. Also, I'm not strong enough to move that thin. As Sakura was looking for Sasuke, someone she didn't see since the Forest of Death, she wasn't feeling good due to her failed stalking. Observation of the Uchiha clan's power. Yes, it's nothing else, she just wanted to see how strong were the Uchiha clan so she can improve. Why, yes, definitely not stalking. No, she doesn't have Sasuke's underwear in her closet. As if it was Naruto's fault, she decided to use her scapegoat yet again, charging at full speed, the village cheering her on. She was 6 foot away from Naruto as usual. Naruto was doing nothing, but something was different. She cocked her right hand back and punched with all her might. Asterisco. Silence, absolute silence. Everyone was in shock. Sakura was thrown back into stale of watermelon some 300 feet away. Her face was matching her personality. Her teeth were broken, jaw was deformed, eye rolled back into forehead, and blood gushing out of her mouth, and her teeth broken. Slow-mo no jutsu. As Sakura was punched, Naruto punched her, and just Sakura was taken back. She never thought this would happen. After all, she was the one who saved him from Zabuza's blade, right? Why would he hit her? It wasn't her fault. He was the dead last, right? Everyone treated him like that. He never fought them. Why her? She was confused. He loved her, right? Naruto's fist planted itself in Sakura's jaw, twisting the air from the force of the punch. Naruto had decided no more. It won't let them hurt him anymore. His eye had glint in them. It was happiness, true unrestricted happiness. He smiled while everyone was looking at him horrified. So shocked was everyone that they didn't even trust their own voice. Naruto just kept walking like nothing happened. Sun was at its peak and he gonna meet Lee and Hinata today. Maybe he can get their advice? They both had connections with Neji. They probably won't tell him much, but he can try. At least maybe he could learn about Hinata more. He wanted to talk to a girl and not get punched. After all, many guys like that. Right. At hospital. Naruto slowly doing push-ups with one finger. His crutch was laying beside him. Yo busi bro, Naruto exclaimed. Lee stopped pushing the ground. Hello Naruto. Jos. Your flames of youth are quite bright. Naruto took that and translated it as he was looking for a fit. Naruto welcomed the compliment. Lee, can you help me? You must know something about Neji which I can use to my advantage, Naruto said with hope in his voice. As much as I wonder, but I'm his teammate. I can't just betray Neji. You're on your own, mate. Rock Lee said sadly. He really wanted to help him, but Oath of Team 9 won't let him. And, no, he's not British. Well, I'm not surprised, to be honest, said Naruto with a respectful nod. Shouldn't you be resting? Dog, Naruto asked politely. I'm resting, though I don't want to lose my muscles, Lee said with too much youthfulness. Naruto thought about it and sweat dropped. He had seen Lee's injuries. He knew rest was required for him to recover. Lee, you'll thank me later, Naruto mattered. Lee exclaimed, but before he do anything he saw Naruto vanish from his side and felt something hit his neck, and then the world turned black. Had he given time to say something he would have said so fast. A nurse soon took Lee into hospital. It seems they were about to use sleeping gas on him, but he saved them the trouble. Naruto walked in silently. The boss had learned another technique called Shunshin. It finally felt like his idol and the man who fucked his life up. He was confused about his opinion about the fourth Hokage now. Anyways, putting that to aside, he was about to walk into Hinata's hospital room. He unsealed a bunch of stuff. He had chocolate and a bunch of flowers. As luck would have it, he apparently had chosen the wrong day as Hinata's team plus Kiba's mom along with 2 Hyuga guards at door and Hinata's father, who he guessed due to him being the strongest source of killing intent at him, and he noticed Hinata was awake and was blushing madly. Now this confused Naruto. Was he doing something wrong? He did what he heard, that a boy should give girl chocolates and flowers whenever they meet up. Perplexed by killing intent formed Hinata's father, he walked forward. Stop right there, said the guard one as both of them took gentle fist stands. It's fine, let him come in, said Hayashi with little interest, as if talking about the weather. As Naruto went to Hinata and gave her chocolate, which was heart-shaped as suggested by the shopkeeper from who he bought under a henge, everyone's eye were almost popping. Kiba was getting sick from seeing this much love. Sino was visibly shocked, his glasses almost fell, something which no one would forget. Kurina was happy and confused, happy for her student but confused due to Naruto's sudden love for Hinata. Sumei Inuzuka had a happy face. She would definitely teach something special to Hyuga Aris. She knew how someone's shell could be broken. The girl herself wasn't believing what she was seeing with her Bakugan. She accepted the heart-shaped box of chocolates in her hands, touching Naruto. Somehow she smiled at Naruto, so Naruto wasn't pulling his hands back. She was confused. Wow. She enjoying his touch? She was gonna faint if this went any longer. What was he doing here? Naruto on other hand rarely got anything physical attraction other than beating, so enjoying himself it felt different from the touching Iruka or Sasuke. Of course he touched Sasuke many times considering how they fought. I like this feeling, this feels way different, but what is this? Naruto wondered. Hinata started blush, a blush that would put a tomato to shame. They both had no intention of letting go, but Kurenai spoke. Naruto, don't you wanna give her the flowers too? She said with chill tone, which both of them ignored completely. Then Naruto finally let go and gave the flowers. Naruto this time on purpose grabbed Hinata's hand again. Hinata squeezed his hand, understanding why he was doing it. He needed someone to comfort him, he needed someone to talk to about anything and everything, yet nothing. He wanted to listen and be listened to. She looked in his eyes, they looked like they would break like glass. She could see the real him now. She had seen him like this many times. It was such a short time, she thought, had imagined it after all. Naruto and sad, gloomy? Impossible. But it was there. He always hid it well before she ever got a chance to approach him in that stage. He wanted someone special who would polar opposite of what she was. She was weak, gloomy, weird and awkward. She didn't notice the tears falling down her face. Naruto deserved someone more capable than her. She would break her heart in a million pieces but won't let Naruto pay a dime. He had enough pain already. He was treated like a vermin, which made her wanna kill everyone. Then again, she was so weak. Neji was right. Suddenly she remembered. Don't give up, Hinata. Naruto's voice rang. She smiled bitterly inside. She snapped back to reality. His eyes still were that blue which seemed to be made up of glass, not the sky he had some days before. Those eyes were stronger than any eye with Jujutsu, just like sky. They were endless, so huge, never filled with anything. The hatred the village seemed to throw his way, nothing kept him down. She doubted even death would keep him down. Maybe she could try be like him for this once. Maybe she could help him find someone else who would be more suitable for him. Was she being selfish here? Was she trying to make Naruto fall for her in disguise? Maybe she should be more confident. If yes, then how? How would it affect her father, her clan? Hinata didn't realize, but she was still staring into Naruto's eyes. She then realized something. She let Naruto live his life in solidarity. Had she been more confident, he won't have suffered, but damn, her clan would have definitely tried to kill Naruto. She was sure of it. Then she remembered something else. Letting bad things happen is also a crime. Did she really let her beloved get hurt? Yes, could he have been more harmed had she helped him, had she given him the love she had for him? Possibly. Overall she was feeling terrible. She also knew he was jailer of Kyuubi, nine-tailed fox. Her stomach got in a knot. Can she make it up to him? Probably not, but she can try. She'll try. She would. Naruto wasn't doing much better. He wanted this touch not never end. He felt his sanity was returning to him. It was doing wonders for him, but he also felt his mask slip down. He knew this rate he'll end up crying. Then Hinata would see him as weak. Then she would be like everyone else. What's happening to me? It raged in his mind. Why I am so weak. He wanted to die for a long time, but this seemed a good opportunity for Grim Reaper to take his soul. He wasn't stupid to believe that he could show weakness in front of these people and they won't stab him in his back, along with the fact that he saw a guy crying in front of his wife, and after some time he saw the wife with another guy complaining about how a guy could cry. He assumed it's something females don't like, even hate, but he was about to cry. Old man Hokage's betrayal had hurt him far worse than he thought. Then Hinata squeezed his hand reassuringly. He almost lost himself. Then she looked into his eyes. He felt nude in front of her. Her eyes as if X-rayed him without activating her Bakugan. It was like deer caught in shadow possession of a Nara. He wanted to run, but her hand tightly around his. She couldn't have understood that he wanted someone. Cold she? She didn't know what I contain. She doesn't know where I am. She doesn't know who I am. He was repeating it over and over. He needed to get out here, otherwise he would be exposed like the liar he was. Mama, it seems you two are ready for marriage, Sumei Inuzuka said in her normal voice. Bah! Said Naruto Uzumaki, clone. Hinata almost fainted. Look at your hands, you two lovebirds. If you guys held them any longer, I think Naruto you'll make Hinata pregnant, Sum said a little teasingly. Hinata had the face as if she was caught with her hand in cookie jar. Naruto's hand was sweating like crazy. Had he done something wrong? Not that it mattered, but none of them let go of their hands, rather. They tightened them even more. Naruto just couldn't let go. Hinata's hand were comforting. It felt too good to let go. Hinata knew what was happening, knew Naruto more than anyone, so she let Naruto be. Man, come on, let her go, Naruto shouted in his mind, but it was to no avail. He bit his bottom lip harshly. He then finally let go her hand. Hinata also let go. Both could feel each other's handprints on their hands. Finally. Lovebirds are separated, Kiba shouted. Luckily both Naruto and Hinata weren't fully awake, both in a trance. Naruto's mask fell back on. Recover fast, Hinata-chan. Bye, Naruto said with his fake smile and ran out of there. Since when did Naruto started to be even more weird? Kiba said boldly. Kurenai wanted answers. Naruto looked like he about cried. What the hell happened to him? She was even more perplexed when he suddenly switched up full 180. She was gonna found out one way or another. Ajaccio Yugas thought were on the same line as Kurenai, but he didn't have any interest in the boy. If his daughter wanted the village a scapegoat, then he wasn't gonna interfere with her. She was worthless to clan if she wanted to be a shame, which she already was, but to say the least he was pleasantly surprised to see the video of Hinata fighting Miji. He was confused now. Had he made a mistake by ignoring her? Her battle was so much better than he expected. She didn't get outspeeded, nor was she done in strength. All Miji had on her was that he was well trained in gentle fists. Had he didn't stop her training, she would have won. He then turned to look at Hinata, deciding to test her courage. He said, "Daughter, if you want we can get you healed quickly, but it's risky. You may end up dead." "Hi," she said in a monotone voice completely devoid of emotions. He might as well have talking about something totally worthless. Before Hinata could stop him, Naruto ran off. She wanted to chase after him. She was about to rip the various things attached to her off when she heard what her father said. Sometimes small changes would lead to a whole new branch of the timeline. This timeline was one such branch. How one little question caused a whole new branch of timeline, but who knows, maybe this branch had more branches, maybe even leaves. She then exhaled and inhaled. "I would like that, father," Hinata said in the monotone voice which her father liked so much. If she can get healed as soon as possible, she will help Naruto out whatever he's been suffering from now on. Everyone was shocked. Kurenai, Sino, Kiba were shocked visibly. Some and Jassy were hiding it well. A day after Naruto defeated the bandits. The bandits were tied up. 3 were unconscious when a sudden rustling of bushes revealed a squad of Konoha nin. They were patrolling around the border between land, fire and wave. To their surprise, they found 2 bandits laying unconscious around the campsite. The sensei of 3 had brown hair with black eyes. They also didn't have any girl with them. This was an all-boys team, one with black hair and green eyes. The other 2 had identical features. They both had brown hair and teal eyes. "We should kill these trash bags," said the sensei of the team. All the genins lost their colors respectively. "What?" they all shouted at the same time. "You know it too. You guys haven't killed anyone. That's why I didn't nominate you for Chūnin exams. This is a controlled environment. Imagine if these trash bags attacked you and in end you killed them, then you would be feeling the first kill shock. In middle of a fucking battlefield. I'm doing this for you all." The sensei was pissed not only because these genins were average but because Kakashi had nominated his team along with Asuma. Kurenai had heard that Kakashi's team had done a A-rank mission. He didn't doubt it because of the last Uchiha and top Konoichi, but they had the dead last 2 and he survived. That was something no one expected to happen, yet it did, indicating to him that Kakashi was a better teacher than himself, which couldn't let be. Wanted to prove it to everyone that he was best teacher ever. In his opinion, his team passed alongside with Guy's team, for crying out loud. "A fine sensei," all the genins chorused. "Wait," said the sensei. "What?" said all genins. As their sensei got up and used a small water jutsu on all the bandits laying unconscious, thus waking them. "Now kill them. This will remind you this is no game, it's kill or be killed, understand?" said their sensei with a icy tone. As they were about to kill the not so innocent criminals, bush behind them moved in a man with green eyes and brown hair. He had a red kimono, kanji of demon hunter on back and kanji for death on his chest pocket. Everyone looks at the new guy. "Who are you?" said the jonin while taking a fighting stance. "Let them go, Konoha trash, or," the man warned. "Or you are outnumbered here," said one of the genin with black hair and green eyes. As he said that, the man said, "I will take that as no." In a flash, 3 heads rolled down from their almost 14-year-old bodies. Their sensei looked horrified as his genins died. "Looks like we're even now," the man smiled bloodthirstily. The jonin eyes darkened and he vanished from. "You will pay for this," screamed the jonin with hate and anger. But I don't like cheap things anyways. The man's smile widened. Earth release, Earth Dragon bullets, yelled the Chūnin. Chakra slash. A slash of pure chakra ripped through the dragon-shaped projectiles. So he's some sort of a rogue samurai asterisco, thought the Chūnin. Hey. So you're a rogue samurai? He never thought a samurai would kill defenseless children. Did you sold your samurai morals too? Screamed the sensei. Those were no children, you know that too, they were killers, just you so know, and I'm no samurai. Not anymore because of you ninjas, the man said with venom. Oi. Then what are you? Answer me, the Chūnin said, shouted angrily. I'm the apostle of gods, my name is Paul, now let's end this, he said as he did something that should have been done by monks at Land of Fire, as clapping his hands together. And, imagine the thing Asuma did when he tried to avenge his fire monk friend. As before the Chūnin could say something, he got beaten to death by golden arms. He was surprised, and that was his undoing. Greedy trash will get divine punishment, as is the law of the gods, said Paul as he turned to the now smiling bandits. As they'll stop smiling, they had kept quiet to avoid getting killed by enraged Chūnin, which worked. Looks like you all lost the artifacts, and the consequences for that, you know. Give me one reason to let you live, Paul said with his killing intent flaring up. Please listen to us, master. You see, we attacked a kid for something to eat. We were hungry after coming to this land. We were robbed by some ninjas, you know it too. We are just good at smuggling things, nothing else, but we protected your treasure from them by giving them our money instead. We had it until we attacked the kid. He stole them from us. Please have mercy on us, Paul Sama said, the bandit who used hold the water katana. These bandits alongside with Paul had raided a museum caravan in Land Earth, where the swords and map come from. Paul wanted the way into Yozushigora for secret, which will give him power. Power which he needed. No, he wanted for revenge. He didn't need anything after all. Draw the kid for me here, as Paul passed a bunch of color pencils to the best drawing artist, aka the former welder of Earth Katana. It began to draw at a slow pace. Dime skip 5 horas later. As Paula got the drawing, he began to smile, the most bloodthirsty smile ever. If your drawing is accurate, I forgive you. Then he laughed like a maniac, which número 58-year-old should ever do because it's creepy. Ha 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 ha, I'll have my revenge finally to your son, Yellow Demon of Konoha. Another demon's head for my wall, ha 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 ha. I wonder who's the mother, ha 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 ha. Let's go, we gotta catch up and kill a demon, ha 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 ha, shouted Paul. The bandits thanked God so much that they soon found the trail left by our favorite yellow-haired demon. Back to our favorite maelstrom. Naruto just met Tsunami in the Land of Wave. Now he was wondering how to find information about the Land of Eddies, but more importantly correct information. The village name was Ususyogakurai, something he really liked. It brought him a sense of longing. There was a chance that he was wrong, and that would be good too. At least he won't be betrayed by his Gigi. He really hoped he was wrong and didn't want to let it take over again, but he couldn't help but think how would it feel to unleash his hate upon. Honestly, he could feel the satisfaction, but Haku had given him a ninja way, that ninja way being, when you have someone to protect someone, you become more powerful than you ever could. He would never forget, but he really wished someone who would do the same for him. He didn't doubt it at all. There was no one who would do that. This question ate at his mind. Time to time those damn villagers always said that his fate is sealed since his birth, to be alone, always in pain, always suffering. Suddenly his thought shifted. He had long since learned to not think when there's no way good output, but unfortunately for him, his subconscious mind will try to answer this, thus resulting in his low attention time. Tsunami told him that she'll meet him when he would come to her house for night, as she was in a hurry due to make dinner while she would make a feast for Naruto. Now that he just popped up out of nowhere, he was the hero, made her kid believe in heroes again and returned the hope which they lost due to Gato. Change in Chakra Nature for Hopeless Ninjas by Tempest Senju. He read it again. Another book popped out, a seal. There was only one page with a small seal at the bottom. The title of the page said Introduction to Nature Manipulation in Chakra. And it reads, I'm from a clan which is known for 1,000 skills, but we're incredibly stupid too. So for my future family members, I've added new chakra techniques, /diagonal exercises to train and improve chakra nature. We're just most of us wind, water or earth. I advise you to try them first, and I've had more stuff to learn in those particular nature transformations. By Carita sonriendo, may you become a shinobi of Hashirama's caliber. Trust me, I believe in you. Love from grandfather, or whatever our relationship is. Naruto took a movement to gather his thoughts. A tear drops on the page, wiping it off. Naruto says, I wish I had someone who would love me before I was even born. I believe in you. Hit him like a Biju Dama in balls. And Biju Dama so powerful it ends bloodlines. Why the hell does this book keep popping more books like? What the asterisco CK? This was like one of those family barra diagonal clan books which contains books from past members in order to transfer barra diagonal train the higher, but if this was true, was he related to a Sanju? And the fourth Hokage? The seal could just malfunction. The book itself was written by men Manamikes who lived during First Great War. What if this was a war thing? Like to enhance the power of shinobis of the leaf rapidly in a village that's ID, that makes sense, with he mentally patted his shoulder. During the First Great Ninja War under command of Hashirama Senju, who invented a crash course for ninja to become super strong in few years or even months, people, the book itself was considered a national treasure by Leaf Council. Those books were given to a very few, rumors say about 50, so it was pure luck for him to get one. Rumors say at the user Kage level in just 2 years Naruto used to fantasize about finding it one day and becoming the 5th Hokage. At last his fantasy was fulfilled by God. Muttering a thank you to God, he continued. He made his way to the makeshift training ground which his team used at their stay here. Looking at the techniques to improve his chakra control, he saw a technique called chakra stings. Pretty self-explanatory. It was kind of the opposite of tree walking in this. Instead of just letting his chakra flow through his feet, he had molded into stings, giving it a shape which would be hard as they're invisible to Nanbakugan and Sharingan. As he reads it further, it says key difference between tree walking and chakra string is molding. Tree walking uses unmolded chakra while chakra string uses molded. Tree walking uses unmolded chakra to mimic how lizards have tiny hairs on their hands and feet with which they stick to surfaces. As you may guess, unmolded chakra is ironically very stingy. By molding it you create a far stronger string or rope. The chakra stings are very weak as it's made of pure chakra with minimal use shape manipulation, so we recommend not use to this in a combat, and it's very easy to counter too good. Lack mastering this. It further reads it had many uses like retrieving items and controlling puppets and redirecting shurikens and kunais of both the users and enemies. I could so use this in my pranks. While his smirk became more demonic and dark, had anyone seen him here they would have thought that Ninetales has finally taken over the bow. Let's get work, he shouted at the almost empty woods. If not for the animals he will master this in no time. After all, his chakra was feeling more energetic than normal. It put his right hand palms down with his fingers spread apart, channeling a small amount of chakra, while small in Naruto numbers at least. At first nothing happened, then he felt burning pain in his fingertips and his 4 fingers and 1 thumb exploded with orange chakra. Ouch! What the fuck, he screamed. It cut off the flow of chakra to his fingers. He looked at them and saw it had tercera degree burns on it and his fingernails were missing. Haha, girls feel the pain. Now he knew he put too much and noticed his burns didn't start to heal instantly, which was weird. Then he tried it again. This time he started from the lowest to higher till he got it right. The strings were dangling from his fingers tips 6 inches long and they were orange in color, which he noticed, and it made a little confused, but file it away for later. Things are becoming weirder, he thought while blowing sucking on his fingers in a failing attempt to dull the pain. It didn't know what to make of his chakra for all his life. Ever since he unlocked it was a yellow, but mostly it invisible like with the rest of people, but now it's orange. Sure, it's cool, but what? Unknown to him, that's because of his chakra detoxing itself from Ninetales chakra. By overpowering the chakra of Ninetales chakra, which was leaked from the seal over dosage years and was collected in his body or chakra core, the chakra point located in his navel. The more he uses this chakra, the faster this toxic chakra leaves his body. Naruto's body had already recovered from this all these Ninetales chakra, which had been eating away his Uzumaki vitality and Senju regeneration, causing them to dull, but thanks to Orochimaru's seal his body can recover fully, although due to Ninetales chakra no longer mixing with his own it also made a little weaker in terms of strength, as though the Ninetales chakra gave him superhuman strength while taking his vitality. Pushing more chakra into it, the strings doubling in length. Now to make them sticky I will have to make tiny microscopic hair-like projections at the end so they'll stick due to friction. It's really not that hard due to unmolded chakra is like that. Naturally, just kidding, chakra is very hard molded chakra, thus it's no surprise that he couldn't master this in a day. So but he trained till the sun set. Big brother Naruto. Say the familiar voice of Inari. Hello little fellow, how are you doing? Naruto said energetically. Inari puffed his chest out and said, I'm learning grandpa's work, I will be a master carpenter like Gramps. I heard you've come back from mom like 30 minutes ago, so came running to get you home. I figured you'd be training like before, so I thought you'd need a hand walking home. Naruto smiled. This is what he was looking for in Konoha, someone who would care about him without any other motive. He could get used to this. Patting Inari's head, I appreciate your intentions, but I've grown much more stronger and far from drained, he with his cocky smile. Inari's answer was to pout in protest, then he yelled, let's go home. I'm starving. Oh Jesus. And get up on my back, we will there in a flash. Obeying Naruto, Inari climbed onto Naruto's back. Then Naruto made a ram sign, and next thing Inari knew, he was out of his house looking at the door. Inari had stars in his eyes. That was so cool. What was that, and can you teach it to me please? Big brother Naruto. Inari yelled with a awestruck face. Hold your horses, kiddo. That was the transportation jutsu. It makes the user far more faster, so much that it seems it's teleporting. To use this takes a lot of chakra, so it's mostly used to travel in a straight line faster. There have been people who understood it to such an extent that they were able to use it in combat, and no, I won't be teaching it to you because you'll die from chakra exhaustion. If you want to be a ninja someday, I might teach it to you. Interesting. Naruto mid-sentence. Inari spoke like the child he was with stars in his eyes. Then I wanna be a ninja. Naruto smiled like the son of dawn with a fatherly voice, but with a sad tone he would say, haven't you seen the death this profession causes? Inari was taken back by Naruto's sudden fatherly tone. It felt nice, he admitted in his mind. Then he said in a childish tone, but why can't you teach me the cool jutsus without me being a ninja? Well, because you'll need to train like a ninja, which would include getting your chakra reserves up and training your chakra pathways, which would make you an rouge ninja with no identity, which is something criminal dreams of and no sane person would let you into their land, and your profession is carpentry. Who are you? And what have you done with big bro Naruto? Inari exclaimed while jumping off Naruto due to Naruto's sudden spike in brain power. This overacting resulted in him getting a bump on his head. You brat. Naruto muttered angrily with a tick mark. Back to Konoha. Hyuga clan compound. Hinata was taken by her father to their house for this secret healing technique. She was still in critical condition. 2 female Hyuga maids were applying medical ninjutsu on her, which was the only thing sustaining her life. She was on verge of death. They arrived at the oldest house in the compound, which was in the middle. It was made of stone wood. There weren't any kinds of nails used, which was of suggesting it was made with a ninjutsu, Hinata thought while looking at them. They all entered it, seeing a circle made of seals meeting at center of room. The room was filled with books and scrolls and ink bottles made of bamboo and brushes, which were probably used for writing said seals cause they looked old. This place was made by Hachirama-senju himself on the request of your great-grandmother and the clan head at the time. Go sit in the center, Hinata. Jesse said in his usual emotionless voice. Hinata obeyed and walked. Crawled to the center, the 2 maids focusing on keeping her out of danger, moving with her to the center of seal. The platform she arrived was little beveled up compared to other stones from the floor. Both of you stop the healing jutsu and activate your bakugans, he said, shocking everyone. The maids obeyed him, cutting the flow of chakra healing to Hinata. The effect was instant. Hinata fell in the middle of the circle made of seals. Jesse, acting swiftly, pulled a scroll from the tons of scrolls on the wall and said while activating his own bakugan, as placed the scroll down floor, unrolling it. Put all your medical chakra in the scroll. His hands glowed with chakra, then became light green, signaling him using a medical ninjutsu. Both maids followed their leader, putting every drop of chakra they spare. The scroll glowed darkest shade of green, then the kanjis on it began to move on their own and latched onto Hinata like some kind of alien black goo, making cocoon. Then Hinata blacked out while the scroll set itself on lavender fire. Everyone with their bakugan saw the black goo formerly ink enter Hinata's body, going everywhere. It had a lavender tint. They all saw how it left lavender tinted midnight blue chakra into her chakra, light blue chakra mixing with it. She awoke in a sunny place covered with dark black clouds. How can she tell it was a sunny place? Well, the clouds were very thin, yet they blocked all the lights from the sun except for a circle where there were no clouds, and she was in the center of said circle. She covered her eyes due to the sun. Where am I? What happened? She said to no one in particular. She felt someone's very soft hands on her very nude shoulders. She was shocked, and even more than heard. Finally, she heard from a voice very much the similar as her own. The cocoon exploded into bits, taking Hinata's wounds with it and removing the IV drip from her arms in the explosion. Hinata stood up, now fully healed. She looked at her father. Thank you, father, but may I ask what was that? She said, asking the same question everyone had. Everyone looked wide-eyed at her. One movement, she was one verge of death. Now she was standing like Niji had not beaten her to death. That was the scroll I found while searching for something about our clan. It said it was a prototype from your great-grandmother's work. She made it mainly as way for non-medical ninjas to heal their comrades in emergencies during clan war era. However, she also said it could be used to concentrate healing ninjutsu such as mystical palm into something more effective. It might have killed you because it was made by her chakra. Her chakra might have overpowered yours and gave you chakra, poisoning the Chances were almost zero that you'd survive, he said, inwardly thinking something I'm sure Naruto is dealing with too with. We says by Kugen he can see his cells dying from the Nine Tails chakra. That boy wasn't live long for sure. Everyone took this information in their head. You're dismissed now, go. I'll write this down for the record as one successful experiment, he said in his monotone voice while moving to write it down. They made the bed and left at once while Hinata felt a little more hurt how her father took her a test dummy looked at the scrolls that were arranged in 7 petals lotus-shaped wooden frame. Here, father said without even turning to her in harsh tone, and you're staying here for? Can I take some scrolls for training? This is the first time I've seen such an amount of scrolls. I don't wanna lose ever again. Hinata said while feeling like someone was putting words in her mouth. She felt something kind of tug to one particular scroll. Sure, just get out of here as soon as possible. I doubt anything here would help you, he said, knowing they had locked the more powerful scrolls away from normal people's eyes. She picked some scrolls like on advanced shape manipulation and Susin no Jutsu, transportation jutsu, and basic and advanced chakra nature manipulation, and the scroll she felt a tug towards hiding it behind the previous scrolls. Her father raised an eyebrow at her when she picked the chakra nature manipulation scroll, not noticing she had picked a scroll from the previous clan head's libraries. Why are you picking that scroll? Do you think that the gentle fist isn't enough to win your battles? He said menacingly, his pride in his clan's prized fighting style getting hurt. I just want to be prepared for the unexpected, father, she said very nervously. Fine, after all, you weren't much talented in gentle fists after all. It's almost like you're not a real Hyuga, wounding her more than Niji just with his words. She then left with the scrolls, sealing them in her scroll. She wasted no time and took off to find Naruto. The sun was about to set when she left her clan compound. She noted she might have stayed with Naruto from the look of his face he made. Back to our favorite yellow Pikachu's clone. Naruto was training with Abisu in the deadliest art, the shinobi world known as cooking. Yes, cooking. They moved on to cooking from nuts. A closet pervert again. How will I beat Niji with this? Gonna give him poison food. Naruto yelled at Abisu as in his mind a chibi. Naruto makes a pot in the middle of stadium and gives Niji a bowl of stew as Niji eats it and foaming at the mouth. The thought made him laugh. He wished it was that easy. He was glad he wasn't the real one, literally. Abisu was monitoring him, said, I don't have a lot to teach you, but I'm sure you'll make it work, said with sincerity. Naruto, believing it felt good someone else was believing in him, and started to inflate his chest with happiness, which burst like a balloon when Abisu started to laugh like mad, lowering his guard, which made Abisu miss the chakra signature of one Hinata Hyuga as she arrived to see Naruto cooking something while Abisu was laughing. This scene left Hinata very confused. Wasn't he supposed to be training to defeat Niji? Why was he cooking? Something other than ramen. From the looks of it, it was true. It smelled nice, too nice for this to be something they just started to make. She also noted the amount of vegetable peels and stuff, which only confirmed her suspicions that he wasn't making it after training, rather this was his so-called training. She made her presence known as she asked, Naruto-kun, can I talk to you? Naruto and Abisu looked at her. Abisu was sweating now. He didn't need for Hinata to snitch on him. That would definitely make Hokage give Naruto a different teacher who may teach him something that might be used to get his revenge on the village by him. Asachibi Naruto uses a Bajadama on the village in his head. Naruto looked at her wide-eyed. She was just in hospital like 4 hours ago on life support. Now she was talking and walking, to say the least. He was curious now and also very glad that she was out of danger. Shurinata-chan, he said as he put the pot to mild heat as Hinata came close to him. So what did you learn to defeat Nehine-san? She asked with a curious face. Abisu paled. Naruto's temples twitched with anger. He then smirked heavily, noticing Abisu's reaction, and said, This closet pervert has taught me the forbidden art of tying knots and cooking, but hey, who knows, I might just have to tie his shoes together to trip him, or may I'm supposed to throw food at him, he said with mock sincerity, glaring daggers at Abisu, who looked sheepishly. Hinata felt rage like never before. Then she looked at Naruto. Just by looking at him she felt comfort and calmness, and something which she would rather die than tell anyone as she now looked him. His whisker marks were very light from before. He seemed more healthy. She wanted to use her Byakugan to observe him closely, but she didn't trust herself. That scenario was like letting a thief guard the bank. She made a mental note to report this to Hokage. She said, her usual voice. If that's the case, may I stay with you? I mean, can we spend some time after this training? I wanna talk to you in private. She wore training was said with bitterness. Naruto turned to Abisu, or where Abisu used to be, his twitched angrily. A sore vengeance in his head, that good-for-nothing closeted pervert. Chūnin. You would love to have some company. Would you like to try this? A smile, he took sample from the pot and offered it to her. She took the saucer of samples through her face, expressed pleasant surprise. It was good. Wow, Naruto-kun, you've certainly made a wonderful stew, she said with stars in her eyes, the sense of unexpected deliciousness overpowering her shyness for the movement. Thanks, Hinata-chan, why don't you stay for dinner? Why don't we make this a full camping experience, he said while he rubbed the back of his neck in embarrassment, blushed with pride. She felt her cheeks heat up. I'm not the one you think, Baka. Yet, realizing she might have had to stay with him till the morning, she didn't have her own tent. Her blush darkened, realizing she will have shared a tent, so she tried to protest. But I don't have any supply for that, she said while playing with her fingers. You don't think we need supply for eating? He weirded out by her sudden spike in redness on her face. Hinata, realizing she took it wrong, backpedaled. Yeah, you're right, I just took what you were saying somewhere else. She blushed scarlet while she put another pot, this one filled with rice, which she unsealed from the seal on her pouch. What do you mean, Hinata? Naruto asked, perplexed by her statement, while he looked surprised at Hinata as she unsealed a rice cooker. Thankfully the fireplace was big enough for two things. In response, she just shook her head rapidly, as if physically trying to shush some thoughts as she put the pot of rice down. Letting it go for the movement, he asked her the burning question, how did you heal so quickly? You were hurt so bad? His tone was soft, but the look in his eyes was one of a true demon. The hate burned brighter than the sun. Thankfully Hinata, being shy, didn't see it. He masked it quickly. Then she took a breath and said, it's my clan's secret healing technique. My dad was actually offering me this since I regained my conscience back, but I didn't have any rush to heal back then, nor the courage. She then looked at him in a way he never had been looked before. Naruto was surprised yet again and a little jealous of whatever the cause which made Hinata change her mind. It must be very important. Perhaps she did it for someone? At that he felt bitterness grip his heart. Suppressing it, he asked, wow. But what changed your mind? He asked while smile with his eyes closed. She then looked at him, her ever increasing in redness. A small smile made its way to her face. Asterisco. I sensed there was something off with you when you were giving me those chocolates and flowers, and I saw the overwhelming pain in your eyes, the one you were trying to hide so much. His face paled with shock and fear. He felt nude in front of her. He stepped away from her. She saw him move and quickly grabbed his hand. He struggled uselessly, but she didn't let go. He was trapped. She was way too strong. Hinata wouldn't let me go. He tried to make hand signs for substitution jutsu while she grabbed his wrist. Hinata couldn't believe what she was doing. Her mind was getting cloudy as she grabbed onto Naruto's hand tightly and grabbed his other hand the same way. Usina Juda move on him, pinned him down. She then sat on his abs. Her mind was getting even more cloudy now. Taking a breath to calm her hormones, she was getting the advantage of being solely taijutsu ninja here. Her mind was going to the places where it shouldn't. He's so defenseless. Asterisco. Focus on his pain. Must know what's making him sad. Has he always been so easy to capture? Why didn't I ever do this before? I can kiss him once, right? She knew this wasn't her thinking but her hormones. Naruto wasn't doing much better. He welcomed her touch on one hand, but he wanted to run away too. He knew what was she going to ask. He didn't doubt that the moment he spoke he would let everything out which he held in him, all unshed tears and all the silent screams. Then as she pinned him down, his teenage mind was wilding now. Asterisco. Is she gonna kiss me? She looks so beautiful on top of me. He noted her eyes have always been so pretty. Get out or she will find out the truth. His rational side seemed. It tried to move, but she was firm in her grip. He then pushed chakra in the foot, making a jet of chakra, making him fly, but it didn't last long. Hinata was surprised by the sudden flying. She didn't let go. She then moved quickly like a lioness and gently disabled all of his chakra points, stopping the flow of chakra. However, due to Naruto being shorter than Hinata, when they landed, barra diagonal crashed on the ground. Naruto's head bounced off the ground while Hinata sat harder on him, this time pinning his legs to her, groin on his, which resulted in her boobs smashing into his head. She, pushing for leverage, pushed her assets in his face. Naruto was yet again shocked as he felt the chakra get cut off. He didn't even feel it and he was back into the valley of heaven. It was getting hard to breathe again, just like with Tsunami's valley. He noted absent-mindedly she had bigger pair. Hinata then practically screamed at him as he was still struggling with her. Naruto, please tell me what's happening with you. I beg you, I can't let you get hurt even more. I've realized I've had unknowingly wronged you. Please. I beg you to forgive me. He stopped struggling. Then the movement he heard those words, she letting him breath by removing her melons off him. Naruto, please. Heard her scream. It was full of pain, as if she had been the one who was hurt by this village. This was the first time someone apologized to him for not helping after Aruka. He was getting even more confused now. He just wanted to pop out of existence, but he was on a mission, and frankly now he was curious too. What has made Hinata so bold all of a sudden? Fine, I'll talk. I'm cooked.